I am a business analyst with almost 14 years of experience now, and I am a business analyst with one of the service-based companies. I'm trying to move into the product management for area, like as a product owner. So I am
Mm-hmm.
facing some hiccups there, as in I am not able to portray or project myself as a product owner. Though most of the roles and responsibilities I'm currently taking care falls under the PO bucket.
Mm-hmm.
So I would like to hear your tips or advice on how I should go about this current situation I'm in now.
Okay. Um, so first of all, Nalini, let's understand there are two different roles, right?
Mhm.
One is product owner role and other is product manager role.
Yes.
Yeah. So product owner is more aligned with the functional specifications and functional things that BA
Right.
usually does.
Right. I am into that
Product
space now.
man-
Not a product manager, but more of a product proxy product owner role.
yes. So again, product manager is more to do with the management things. Yeah. So when we are saying we want to move ahead, we have to be very clear whether we want to move ahead as a product owner or as a product manager.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Second thing to consider here is that within Indian environment, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
within Indian space,
Mm-hmm.
you will get many companies which will say they are giving you a product owner role.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but that role is more of a new designation for a business analyst.
Yeah.
So very few projects in India have a product PO role wherein product owner has the decision making capabilities.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are doing the PO activities like refining backlog, adding details to the backlog, maybe participating as a PO in the Scrum,
Yeah.
that does not necessarily mean that you have the authority as well to make the key design decisions for the product.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, until and unless you have that authority given to you, which is very uh, not very frequent in Indian setup, because they usually keep that authority to someone onshore. So
Mhm.
until and unless you have that authority, uh, you know it won't be a pure role in that sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you are saying I'm, wanting to become a PO, they will give you a PO designation, but you won't be a real PO in a sense that you will still be taking requirements from someone else, and the client will be dictating. So a
Yeah.
product owner is supposed to dictate what will go into product and should be in a position to say no to the client. So if client is saying I want this feature, and product owner does have the authority to say no, this feature is not in the product roadmap, and we will consider it maybe in future roadmaps, but no, we are not giving it to you. Yeah. So
Mm.
you understand that a thought, that's the authority thing.
Right. But I am in
So
a space where one of the clients I'm working with, they have the vendor as in Indian counterpart. I would say the client as a Indian, I mean, company here, wherein there are product managers, or I would say here in this sense, it's actually the product owners, but they've been given the designation of associate product managers, senior associate product managers, and product managers, wherein they are actually doing this call, like they drive the epics, the features and the user stories, and the BAs, we are helping them with the backlog refinement, adding details to the user stories and the system side of it, right? Like the not the
Mhm,
strategic decisions, more the tactical side of it. So
mhm.
in this situation, I would like to move to a product. Now I'm actually confused if it's going to be PM, but I see them as PO, because like I don't see them actually completely involved with more of the strategic decisions, because maybe the senior PMs do that. The junior PMs, I don't see them doing it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. So
yeah.
that's the point I'm trying to raise, right? There's a very thin line between a BA and a PO and a PM.
Right.
So most of the companies you'll have a convoluted roles wherein they'll
Mm.
be expecting the PO to do PM activities, or they'll be expecting a BA to do a PO role. Yeah.
Right.
So and I've seen instances where what they have done is for one product,
Mhm.
because there were different features, working being worked upon in parallel. They created different Scrum teams per feature,
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
then they said, within this each team, because Agile does not have a concept of having a business analyst. Yeah,
Right.
so Agile doesn't say BA role. So what Agile says is PO role. So what people have thought is like, BA and PO is one or the same thing. So what they have done is
Mhm.
in the same for the same product, they created different feature teams, and within each feature team, they assigned a BA as a PO for that team. Yeah, so they said you are the PO, but that person is not really a PO, right? He is in the end doing the BA activities only.
Right.
So,
I think I am
uh,
also explaining the same thing, exact situation
yeah,
where, each
yeah,
feature is assigned to a separate agile team, let's say a rating or,
mm,
different processes. But
right.
the
So,
designation they have is PM somehow.
yeah, yeah. So the point I'm trying to make is that until and unless you want to transition your profile from a business analyst, a functional role, to a management role, yeah, to a
Mm-hmm.
product management or project management role. So you have to be very clear where you want to go. So if do you want to go into management activities, or do you want to continue in the functional role? If you are continuing in the functional role, it doesn't really matter, after some time. So you
Mm-hmm.
have 40 years of experience, so maybe you are very career focused, and you it matters a lot to you. But after some time, after you reach a stage like mine, where you
Mm-hmm.
are at the top of the functional team in India,
Mm-hmm.
so there is nowhere else to go, right? So at that point in time, they call you PO, they call you BA, they call you, lead, implementation lead. That really doesn't matter, right? You have to just do the work at the end of the day. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever the company expects you to do, whatever the project expects you to do, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
role is to be able to understand the business requirements and create solutions for your client. That's the whole
Yeah.
role is about. Yeah. So you write user stories, you write use cases, you use Jira, you use TFS, doesn't really matter at the end of it, right? It's just a
Mm.
horizontally you are learning new things.
Right.
But if you talk about the role is to, understand business requirements and find solutions for it. Be it a PO role, be it a BA role, it doesn't really, matter much.
Right.
So uh,
So
what you
what
should
about a
aim for
business
is,
architect? You mean like even those are like senior folks who actually do the business analysis and provide solutions also?
yeah, so as I said, it's just another fancy designation, right? So people
Mm-hmm.
think that, I'm not growing. And in order to make them feel grown, the companies, give them different designations.
Mm.
So I have seen a fresher doing the work which I do sometimes. Yeah,
Okay.
and I have seen people who are even doing more complex work than what I am doing, even though I am a senior most BA, one of the senior most BAs in my company. So again, at the end of it, different projects will need you differently.
Mm-hmm.
In some projects, they might need you to lead a team of BAs and implement the product for the client. In another project, they might need you to provide support activities and ensure that client doesn't get unhappy, right? It's more
Mm-hmm.
of a stakeholder management kind of a role. As a senior BA, I'm talking about, not as a fresher BA. And
Mm-hmm.
in some other projects, they'll expect you to, just do as an individual contributor and create a solution, or work on a feature or a product development. So PO in India is just another, designation like business architect, functional lead, implementation lead, solution architect. So there are so many names for it.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even if you say that I have transitioned into a PO role, so tomorrow you are, going for some other company, they will give you a designation of PO, right? I don't have any doubts in that. But will you really be doing something different? Will they also give you the authority to make decisions regarding the product,
Mm-hmm.
right? Can you say no to the client? I don't think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't get too much hooked up on the designations.
Got
Yeah,
it.
it's just a designation or a title with which people call you. Your focus should be more on learning new things, right?
Mm,
Going into different markets, learning new products, working in different types of projects. If you're
mm,
working in implementation, you should go for learning working in a product company, or go to a support role even. Yeah, so
okay.
the more variety of experience, that's something
Mm,
that's enriching for senior people like us. Yeah,
got
if
it.
you get too hooked up on PO, okay, tomorrow you join a company, they'll give you a PO role. You are again doing the same BA activities, right? What
Mm,
next?
yeah, got it. Yeah.
You will still remain PO for another 10, 15 years, right? There is no designation beyond PO because
Got
it's a functional role. Yeah, so I've
it.
seen people who are you know who, who are 60 years old, 70 years old, right? And they're still calling themselves as a business analyst. So at
Yes.
one point in time, there is no further or a vertical growth.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
So you will reach a point where you are at the top of the functional line. So until and unless then you do something new, right? Like you transition from business analyst to PM role, product project management role, maybe program manager, then product manager. But again, after product manager, what?
Right.
Yeah. So
Mm,
the stay will come very soon in your life as a in your career, right? As a senior BA.
mm,
So your focus will be more on trying out different things rather than getting hooked up on the titles. One thing. So if you are saying I'm getting requirements from someone, right?
mm,
So say to that person, right? Can you take me with you to the requirement elicitation sessions or to the discussions, right? So
mm.
that's how you learn what they do, and then you do that, and then the company will consider. So until and unless you are doing someone else's job, they won't consider you giving that role,
Okay.
if you see what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so the first focus should be on learning new things, and designations will eventually come.
Right.
Yeah,
But how?
so if you're saying I want to become a PO, and I can say very well say that, right? Switch your company or ask your company to give you the PO role, but I'm trying to tell you the reality. It will
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
just a designation, it won't be a work change.
Mm,
Yeah?
got it.
So your focus should be to work on more complex things rather than just doing one thing day in day out. So try different
Mm,
things, try working on more complex things, and then you know uh, the lesser expectations you have, more uh, fulfilling you will feel.
okay. Got it. Yeah. But one more question here. So you were mentioning
Mm.
about also trying to do stuff in product manage, I mean program management and all that. So how as a BA I can move into, not move into exactly, but along with my business analyst journey, create some impact in the project management or program management as such.
Yeah, so I said this way, right? So some people are people person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they are very famous among their peers. So until and unless you are very good in people management, right? Because
Mm,
project management is not only, you know, uh, doing a status reporting or dealing with the client, right?
mm,
Or doing the coordination between things. So that's the role that we see of a project manager. But
mm,
what project manager is actually doing is he is doing people management, right?
right.
He is making people work for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So tomorrow an employee will come and say, I want 1 week leave all of a sudden. I can't
Mm,
work. Right? And you have an important delivery. How will you convince that person to work for you, to leave their personal life behind and, you know, deliver for the project? are you that kind of a person? Not everyone is that kind of a person, if you see what I'm trying to say here, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Yeah.
So project management does feel like a very good job, or does feel a very empowered position to be in, but
Mhm.
it's more to do with, do you really possess the skills to make people work for you and leave behind their personal lives? If you're not a very famous person, right? So as a business analyst, we sometimes fight with QC team, we sometimes fight with managers, we fight with clients, we fight with the developers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we feel that we are doing right from the project perspective, right? But we do fight. So I'm not saying all the battles are unnecessary battles, or all the battles are not good. Yeah, don't
Mhm.
fight. I'm saying, if you are right, do feel free to say your point. But how do we end up after that fight? Yeah,
Mhm.
do we end up that everyone praising us, or do we end up everyone is cribbing about us?
Mm.
So that will give us an idea of, are we really a people person? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you are not a people person, if you are not a famous person, I would suggest not to think about going into a project management profile.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Only if you are a very friendly person by nature, right? It's not something that you can learn.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So as a project manager, you will have to cancel leaves. Yeah, you will have to remind people to stick to 8 to 10 hours of work schedule, right? You have
Yeah.
to pressurize people to give you deliveries.
Yeah.
Are you, yeah, are you really a person who can do that and
Mm.
still feel good about your work at the end of the day? Or are you going to feel shitty about it?
Right.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I have realized that maybe I'm not that kind of a person. Yeah.
Mm.
So being good in my work, being good in functional work, does not mean that I will be very good in people management as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So only we go for project management or a program management kind of a profile
Mm.
if you think that's the role that will suit you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if the role is not suiting you, then there is no harm in remaining as a business analyst throughout your life. Believe me, if you think that project managers earn more than business analysts, that may not be true always.
So
The
not about the
earning,
earning part. I am, like you said, no, like I'm as a business analyst for like more than a decade now. So what next? Or how do I grow
there is
myself?
no
Or
next.
how do I?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying there is no next, right?
Mm.
So you are a so for example, if someone goes into a technical profile, right,
Mm. Mm.
they will remain in a technical profile. Maximum they will become architect, that they'll get the designation of technical architect, but there
Mm.
is no next after that. If someone goes into a QC role, right, they
Mm.
will become QC lead, but there is no next after a QC lead.
Mm.
So we have chosen functional profile, functional BA profile. So there is no next after a BA profile. Yeah, so we
Mm.
will remain in this profile for next 30 years, 20 years, 50 years, whatever it is.
Mm.
If you are making a switch, right? Don't think that becoming a project manager is the next level for a BA. Project management is a different work. BA is a different work.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah, so QC people move into BA profile, but they make a transition. They switch their role.
Mm.
It's not like after QC you will become a BA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a complete role transfer. It's
Right.
not like it's the next ladder in your career journey.
Mm.
Yeah,
Right.
so that's why I'm saying there are two things, right? One is vertical growth and other is horizontal growth. So when we say vertically, it's like you are getting promotions. So every 3 years you are getting promotions. And then when you talk about horizontal growth, it's like learning new things every day.
Mm.
Not every day, maybe every 6 months. So adding one more skill to your resume, that within last 6 months I have acquired this new skill.
Mm. Mm.
Yeah, so that's what we call as horizontal growth. So the problem with us is that we have experienced vertical growth at the start of our career. Yeah, every 3 years we are getting a promotion, we are going next, next. Yeah. And then when it becomes the time that we start having horizontal growth, where you are, right, after 15 years. So after 14, 15 years, now is the time to have the horizontal growth. But we, at the back of our mindset, we are like, no, I need to have a vertical growth to have a career progression. Yeah. To have a fulfilling career, I need to have a vertical growth. But how many growths the company will give you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So in my company, we have till level 7. Yeah. Level 7 is the CEO level. And then we have level 6. Level 6 is VP level. Yeah. And then we have level 5. So I am right now at level 5. But after that, will they, make me a VP? Maybe after, another 2, 3 more years, they'll make me a VP. But what next? I can't become a CEO of the company, right? Until and unless I do everything and start my own business.
Yeah.
So it's very important for people like us who are, experienced people to understand that now vertical growth will not be there. But that doesn't mean that our career is not progressing. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we are keeping ourselves upskilled with the latest technologies, if we are working in different types of projects, if people look towards us to resolve their functional problems, right? Are you behaving as a subject matter expert in your company? If someone has is having any issue, do they willingly come to you to resolve their query? Do they see you as a subject matter expert? That's your career progression. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, after 14 years, 15 years, do not think of having a vertical growth, right? And again, as I said, I'm saying from the starting, don't worry about designations at all, right? Just a title the company has given you to make you happy.
Got it. Yeah.
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 So if you are in a working in a company, they might be calling you just a programmer. Yeah. In some other company, they'll start calling you VP. Yeah. But will it really matter until and unless the authority comes with it? It really does not matter, right? And they won't give you the authority to make product decisions at least at within the Indian setup. That authority will never come. It will be always sales team, the SLT team, senior leadership team that will be making the calls, and you will be just following everything, right? So, and project management is a different role altogether. It's not a next level to a BA. Yeah, you are transitioning a role. So you have to first understand, are you built up for that role or not? I have seen QC people coming into BA role but then failing drastically. Yeah, they were very, very good QC resources. But when they, moved into BA profile, they fall flat on the face. Yeah, because it's a new role, it has different skill set altogether.
Yeah.
It's not a career progression that you are, moving from QC to BA, that you are making a career leap. Yeah.
Got
I may be sounding rude, I may be sounding harsh,
No,
but
no,
I'm,
not at all.
trying to
Like,
tell you the reality.
I think
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you the reality.
yeah, I totally agree with the designation. When I was thinking, like, why is it called PO and why is it called PM and BA? We all do the same stuff. Sometimes, like even some companies actually pay their POs well. I was under the impression that okay, PO has something a little bit more edge in terms of, as you said, authority or decision makings, so that they're paid more, and the BA does not have that call. That's why they're called POs or slash PMs or APMs, senior PMs, and all that. But now I agree with what you say. Like there should be some progression, career progression when we have some horizontal growth as well. I mean, not the career progression when we have a horizontal growth. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen technical people getting more salaries than POs.
Right. Totally. Yeah.
Yeah,
Totally agree. Yeah.
yeah. I've seen senior technical architects getting more salary than the project manager of the same project.
Yeah.
I've seen a project manager with an experience of maybe just 10 years working alongside a technical architect of 20 years experience, and then technical architect is, agreeing to the demands of the project manager, even having more experience than him, double the experience than him, because that's the role, right? So
Yeah.
if project manager is asking you to do something, it's because they have to make a delivery, they have to, meet the commitments. And
Mm.
even if you are more experienced, you comply with their requests. Yeah, that's
Mm.
that's what professionalism is. You are not like, how can a 10-year, so how can a 10-year person dictate what I have to do? No, that's not
Yeah.
the right attitude. Yeah,
Mm.
that's not an attitude that will make you progress in your career or make you famous, or make your team treat you as a someone helpful.
Mm.
So having the right attitude, having the professionalism, right, doing what's right. So those are the things that matter, not the designation um, or yeah,
Yeah.
other things.
True. 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 Yeah.
So we always see project management as a more powerful role, right? Because we comply with that person and we think that, okay, if we become project manager, we will become more powerful within the project. But that's not really the case, right? Even project managers will have to report to someone else.
Yeah.
Even they get their own work pressures and work stress, right? And they get sandwiched between the SLT and the people who are working on the project, because there will be some people who are more experienced than them and not ready to listen to them, or there will
Mhm.
be some people who will be like, why you are not making the delivery, and you just can't say that the person who was supposed to make the delivery has taken a unplanned leave of 15 days. You
Yeah.
can't give that as an excuse, right? You need to
Yeah.
have some buffers, you need to have some backup, and it's not a very easy job. And uh, project manager is a role. It's more to something like a SaaS role, wherein everyone will be just cribbing about you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Also, because like when you grow up the ladder, no, you're expected to do a little bit of people management. Like even if you are a
Yes.
BA, yeah, there are BAs tagged under you, so that you also have that, or develop that skill of people management, because eventually BA then goes for BA manager, and a couple of BAs are tagged under them or on the BA project and all that. So people management is also considered a side skill to be learned on the project. Yeah.
Yeah, but there is a very large difference, even though not evident. Yeah. So if you are doing a management of another team of BAs,
Mm.
right? So what you are actually doing is resolving their requirement related queries.
Mm.
Yeah, telling them, okay, this is what system does. This is how you can analyze impact. This is how you can write better user stories. So everything is falling into your functional realm only.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what to
Valid.
do, and you are just teaching to your junior BS.
Mm.
Plus, you are approving leaves, you are, making entries in the system. Maybe you are doing an appraisal. So all that is transactional work.
Mm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but who is taking the shots? Yeah, the shots is taken by the SLT only.
Mm.
So even if you are managing a team of BAs, you can only recommend a person for promotion, for example. You cannot make that, ensure that the person will get promoted.
Mm. Right. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have the authority. You can only make strong recommendations. You can maybe fight for that person's promotion, or you can only make recommendations. But if the company is saying, I'm not giving any promotions this year, you can't do anything, right? Even
Mm.
if that person is very eligible.
Mm. Yeah. True. True.
Yeah, those are company level decisions. Those are strategic decisions. Those are, uh, if promotions are open for everyone, then of course the person that you are recommending will get promoted. But if promotions are not there, or very very few promotions are about to happen, then it's quite possible that no one will listen to you.
Mm.
So that is a BA management is a more like a transactional role plus a functional role, where you are leading a team to and guiding the team.
Mm.
Yeah, it's more like a mentor kind of a role. Project management role is a bit different, because that person is dealing with dev, with QC, with BA team, and it's they are not going into the nitty gritties of work. They are not like, okay, how you are coding this or how you are testing this. But as a BA, you will be like, how you are writing user story for this.
Mm. Yeah. Exactly.
So the role is different, but in the industry, it's it's a more like a transactional role. No one will say, okay, you are BA manager, you don't need to do anything except hiring people, or training people, or mentoring people, or assigning people to different teams. There is no role whatsoever in the industry like this. The role will be more like, okay, this project is your responsibility because the project is more, I have given 5 people to you. You ensure that these 5 people do their work and get the project deliveries.
Mm. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you become a BA manager and they don't expect you to, or they'll say that, okay, stop writing user stories. That will never happen.
Yeah.
You will still be responsible. It's just that people are writing user stories for you,
Mm. Yeah.
depending on the project. And then there will be a project, you'll get assigned to some different project wherein it will be a small project and they don't need 5 people. So they'll take away those 5 people and they'll be like, okay, now you, work in an individual contributor role. No people is there, so you write your user stories, right? So it's
Mhm.
be a manager is just a transactional kind of a role which you are doing additionally along with your day-to-day project deliveries. It's
Yes.
not a role where you can say that, okay, now I'm just resourcing BAs from one team to another, or
Mhm.
doing nothing else.
Yeah.
You won't get the role in the market.
Agree. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So even when I was at your stage, or even till now, right? I also sometimes think what's next. Yeah. But
Mm.
then I have realized over a period of time there's no next. This is the work we are going to do.
Mm.
Yeah, for the next 20, 30, 40 years, yeah, whatever we are working.
Mhm.
So all we have to do is to ensure that um, we don't get laid off because other people are doing the same work better than us.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now I'm having 20 years of experience, but if I do not upskill myself on the latest technologies like AI, for example,
Mm. Mm. Yeah.
yeah,
Mm.
and a junior BA with just 5 years, 4 years experience, or even 2 years experience is doing my job better than me.
Mm.
The company won't even think twice before taking laying me off and saying that, okay, tata, bye bye, we have another person. So I have to ensure that I bring something new on the table every day. I bring my experience on the table, and I keep upskilling myself to meet the demands
Mm.
of the projects. If I don't upskill myself and I stay where I am, there will soon be a time where I won't have a job even. So right now the focus is more on keeping your jobs rather than to think that, okay, I'll become CEO of the company. That's not going to happen, right?
Yes. But what do you do
So
actually to
right now,
upskill yourselves on the business analysis activities? I know there are a lot of certifications like which we can attend or prepare for, like let's say like AI 900 or easy like on the cloud side or on the business analysis side. What do you do or would you recommend to another BA?
yeah. So first of all, let me talk about certifications. Yeah.
Mm,
So we have the IIBA certifications, Agile certifications. Some people even do PMP kind of things,
mm,
right? What I personally found is that all these certifications, right, they are more like uh, theory.
yeah.
So you cram the theory, give the exam, and they'll give you a piece of paper saying that you are certified.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't believe in that type of a learning.
Mm,
The reason why is because I am a civil engineer, right? I have civil engineering degree.
mm,
But am I using that degree or that piece of paper in my career or in my day-to-day work? The
mm,
answer is clearly, right?
yeah.
I did something theoretically and I got a piece of paper saying that I have done that, but I don't have any use of it whatsoever. So why will I waste time? I think of it as a wasting time because I'll be cramming things which are not useful.
Mm,
Yeah.
mm,
So I never go for certifications. I always go for trainings
mm,
wherein they'll pick up one or the other piece and they'll train you on that. So training I find more useful because during the training you can ask questions how I can use this training in my day-to-day work, or how this helps me do my work better. So you can correlate trainings to your day-to-day activities and day-to-day practices, right? And then they'll give you idea on how to improve further. So I find trainings more practical than certification. So I always go for trainings. Yeah. Another thing that I do is I don't wait. Yeah. So if I find some training happening, I immediately, get myself registered for it. I keep a watch on different WebEx sessions that happen. Yeah. I keep attending sessions. So of course, due to work and home commitments, I'm not able to be always available for all the trainings, but I keep you know keep keep having a watch on what's happening. And the BA Club is one of the avenues for that, wherein I talk to people, and you are telling me something, and then I may be learning something new from you, right? Because I talk to people. So uh, and then learning needs to be constant. Yeah, if you think that I'll prepare for an interview when the interview will come, you won't have time for that. Yeah, they'll say, okay, tomorrow you have an interview. You can't study everything in just one day. You won't even know where to start from. Yeah. So the learning needs to be constant. So don't wait for anyone to say, okay, now you do this course or now you do this. Yeah. So keep an eye out and keep finding avenues of learning. So keep your learning going. That's important. Yeah, and keep asking for different types of work. Yeah, I never say that having a support role is not a role which I should not do because I have so many years of experience, right? Don't think that any work is beyond your level. Only when you work from the grassroots level, then you'll understand the nitty gritties of it. So whenever I get assigned to a project, I always start from the grassroots level. I always start doing what fresher BAs are doing in that project. Then I realize their problems. Then I find ways to improve those situations. The benefit I have is that I have a little bit of power in making a difference. So if I say, okay, let's add this column to the data dictionary, or let's do it this way, let's write the stories like this, then it does make a difference, right? So junior BA sometimes don't have the experience, they don't have the power, right? Even if they are making a suggestion, but if senior BAs say no, we won't do that, right? They have to keep quiet there. But I can take the calls with my experience. So I try to make difference in the way we work, or in the way we project deliveries. I try to uh, keep learning, right? So recently, there was a company email saying that Microsoft is organizing Copilot trainings. So many people will just simply ignore it, right? There is so much work to do. Another training, it's just an company wide email. But what I do is I keep reading those emails and keep seeing if there are any trainings happening that are relevant to my profile. So I took Copilot training. Yeah. So maybe I didn't. I may get something out of it. I may not have gotten something out of it. Uh, so most of the Copilot is blocked in my company, so I can't use it. Yeah, but it's a new thing or new learning nonetheless. Yeah, and I never know when this learning will come in handy.
Yes, right.
So be constant in your learning journey. Keep asking for more complex things. Never say no to anything. Yeah, and that's how you make yourself useful. So make yourself useful for the project, for the company. Only then you will survive. Right now, the fight is not for the position. Right now, the fight is for the survival.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because AI is replacing people like anything, right? So just 2 years, 3 years down the line, my junior BAs were writing stories for me. And now AI is writing story for me. So if tomorrow a manager will come and say, okay, I'll assign this junior BA to you, I'll be like, no, I don't need him.
Yeah.
Because I have AI writing the story. Why will I spend time training a person? You write. So what used to happen is like the person will used to write the story, then I used to review it, and then I used to say, okay, you miss this, make this change. Yeah, and you'll be like, I'll be like, okay, this is not making any sense. So I used to spend hours, yeah, and 2 or 3 times the review will happen, and then slowly and gradually the person will start giving me, a good standard stories.
Mm.
So initial level freshers will be like, they'll just write something in English what they understand and they'll come back. So there was a lot of to and fro between senior person and a junior person. Now I can avoid, as a senior person, I can avoid all that, and I can just ask, write to AI. This is the email. The requirements are written in this email. Draft me a user story, and I get the user story out of AI.
Yeah.
Why will I need to spend days altogether reviewing and reworking on something as simple as a user story where I have already given the requirements?
Right.
So you can see how jobs are becoming irrelevant, right? So people are
Mm.
focusing on, previously, okay, we used to have 10 BAs working on a project. How can we cut down this number to just 5? Now,
Mm.
my fight is not to, get into this project or getting a lead on this project. Now, my fight is to how I can ensure that I am not, one of those 5 people that are getting kicked out of the project.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
do not focus on designations, do not focus on titles, focus more on learning, focus
Mm.
more on getting rich experience, focus more on establishing yourself as a subject matter expert.
Yeah. On that, how do you keep yourself updated on the domain? Like, since you are also from the insurance domain, what do you do
Hmm.
to keep yourself updated on the domain side of things, like the latest
Um,
trends on the
yeah,
insurance, insure tech, on stuff like that?
yeah. Frankly speaking, I'm not much of a reader. Yeah, I know this is one of my shortfalls. I just can't read industry news, but industry news is one of the ways where you can keep yourself up to date on what's happening in the industry.
Mm.
Yeah, but I'm not much of a reader. So what I try personally is to try working on projects where I can talk to the clients.
Mm. Okay.
So when you talk to your clients, even if you are working on this one on a project specific thing, right?
Mm.
Somewhere, one of the statements will come which will tell you something that's how they process their business.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Mm.
as part of requirement elicitation, we try to go into the details of how they're doing the business, right? We don't say, okay, you need this field, okay, we'll give it to you, right? We try to understand the structure, the business processes they are employing, how
Mm.
they will do the transactions, how will they collect the premiums,
Mm.
who is the broker, how the premium will flow through. Yeah,
Mm.
so we try to get into all those details with the client, and that's the way I understand, or
Mm.
I get myself up to speed on the latest on the business processes. Yeah,
Mm.
insurance industry is an industry which is a kind of a traditional industry.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have established processes and they are following the same processes from last 100 years.
Right.
So new things are coming up. There are they're embracing technologies and everything, but technology is something that you can that will always going to be change.
Yeah.
Yeah, but business processes are something that are deep rooted
Yeah.
in the workings of insurance companies. So if you understand their business processes,
Mm.
yeah,
Mm.
you can use any system, any tools, and that's easy thing to learn. Difficult thing to learn is to understand the business processes, and you can only understand the business processes if you talk to the people who are doing the business.
Mm.
So when you said, I want to move into a product role, I at the back of my mind I was thinking, why? Yeah. So of course you need to get all the
Mm.
experience, but personally I feel that product is something where in product projects are something wherein you uh, do not necessarily gain experience in the domain side. Yeah, you will become very good in the system side, but not necessarily on the domain side.
Exactly my point. Because now currently I'm a product. I am as a business analyst working for a product. So I
Mm-hmm.
feel like there's no much growth. I mean, that was the first question, because that's why I was thinking, okay, now that I've been a business analyst, maybe it's time for a product owner, so that, I go and write real requirements, or start eliciting requirements from the clients. Because now I do talk to the clients, but for the product. So it's more like a system analysis kind of role. BA slash system analyst, because I try to do or write till requirements based on the product I'm working on, what the product can do or cannot do, stuff like that.
But you're limited by what you know, right, or what you do.
Mm,
So if you are talking to a customer, right, and you are,
mm,
even if you are eliciting requirements for a particular piece of business from the system perspective, no
mm.
one is stopping you from asking the business questions.
Right. Yeah.
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 So
I agree.
most of the BAs, yeah, including me sometimes, what
Mm,
we do is we focus only on what we need to do in the system.
yeah.
And really it is very, very, very hard to understand from the business perspective. Yeah. And
Mm,
when you understand the business, you will realize that the solution that you have given to the client may not be an appropriate solution. So I
mm,
have seen instances wherein we talked to the client, we, asked them time and again, and we went deep into what exactly they want, and we realized that the solution we were thinking was not up to the par.
mm,
Yeah, we provided them a different and a cheaper solution, or sometimes a better solution. Yeah,
mm,
once we understood what what they're trying to achieve rather than what they are telling us to do.
mm,
And that's where your skill sets, and that's where you'll make a distinction. As I said,
mm.
now is the fight for the survival, right? That's how you survive, because you are not a note taker, you are not a document writer.
Right.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
are a business analyst where you are analyzing the business problems
Mm,
and finding solutions to them. And the solution may not necessarily be a system solution. I have
mm,
said no to a customer. Customer one. I'll give you an example. Once a customer came to me and I said, I want a field where I can enter my notes. This is a CAD modeling field, and so on and so forth, and this one, right?
mm,
So I ended saying to him, okay, we already have a notes area. You note your requirements in the notes area. So we have structured notes. So you can note down a new type in the structured note, and you note down the requirements in your area, and you can set this structured node by yourself.
mm,
Why you are paying us to create a new field for you? Yeah.
mm,
So it was a decision which made me say no to the client and to the cost as well. So company would have gained some cost
mhm,
from the client. So before saying no to the client, I did checked with my project manager if she's fine with it, because I don't want to end up in a situation where project manager is like, you costed us
mm,
our revenue.
mm.
Yeah. And the reason I told her that, building up the client trust is more important than getting the revenue out of the client.
Yes.
Yeah. If the client will trust us, they'll definitely give us more money down the line.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But tomorrow, if they realize that we, just built up something for them which they are not using much, or which is useless for them, and they could have easily avoided that cost, the trust will be gone in an instance.
Yes. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, project manager was aligned with me, and we ended up saying no to a new requirement. But that's the job we are supposed to do, not
Yeah.
just the job that, okay, you are asking for a field where you want the field, will write a story, give me approval on the field, and we'll get it developed for you. That's not our job, right? We are not document writers, we are not user story writers.
Yes.
Our title is business analyst, so we have to analyze the business. We can only analyze the business once we understand the business.
Yeah. Yes.
Only then we can give proper solutions.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Agree.
some requirements, you have to, train the users. You have to get users to establish processes within their organizations. For example, you are creating a report in the product.
Mm,
Yeah, you created one report in the product. But if you have not trained client, or if you have not told the client, okay, this is what this report do, and if you have not asked client to set up a person who will look into this report,
mm,
Yes, there are no users of this report. There is no use of the product of the all the hard work that you have done to produce the report. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
The
alongside,
training should be as part of our.
yeah,
Yeah.
user training as well as establishing processes
Mhm.
at users end is important too. Yeah, you have to tell the client that with this new product release, we are giving you this report. So, have someone look into this report. It will benefit you.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, if we see ourselves, right, our phones, for example, might have hundreds of features, but what all features do we use? We hardly use 10% of our phone's capabilities.
Yes. Agree.
Yeah, so there are 80-90% of the features which we do not even know about, or which we do not explore. Same happens with the systems we work on, policy administration systems or other systems we work on. We have to train users, we have to document it. So because the person, so if we are doing a product development, right, we may not be implementing the product for the client, or we may not be giving the upgrade to the client. Some other person might be doing it, right?
Mm.
So we have to keep proper notes somewhere in the documents that people will look at, that this is how this feature is supposed to be used, and people needs to be informed of this.
Mm. Yeah.
That's the value add we bring to the table, and that's how we make ourselves relevant, not by uh, you know just getting some certifications, or even trainings are useless if you're not implementing those learnings into your day-to-day work. Yeah, you go in a class, you spend 1 hour listening to someone, but behind the scenes you are doing some other work. Yeah, you get trained, but you are not using that learning into your day-to-day life, then that's 1 hour is just a waste.
Yeah.
Yeah, so whenever you are training yourself, or going through a YouTube video or doing anything, just think, how I'm going to use this learning going forward.
Mm. Sure. Yeah. Thank you, Shifra. I think the
So,
discussion we had was very insightful for me personally, because I was going
I,
about round and about the same thing, like, okay, what next, or should I go for like a vertical progression, or to get ahead of my career. So, like, your talk really, you know, said many things inside my mind, that okay, where what I should do next and all that.
Yeah, glad to be of help. And I can very much correlate with you, Nalini, because even I'm having these questions for last few years.
Yeah.
But
Of late,
when I talk to others,
with this AI coming into place, as like, one second, one minute. So, and
yes.
since the insurance industry, at least in the project I'm working, there's no scope of AI as of now, and I keep upgrading myself with all this AI stuff, because as part of my organization goals and all that, I feel stuck on, like, okay, now what next? So insurance is like this. So this side I should progress somewhere. Okay, now it's time for product owner, or okay, what next? So those were the kind of questions I was having for a long time now.
Yeah, no, I was just sharing what I have learned, maybe the hard way sometimes, and sometimes talking to other people. But yeah, that's purely my thoughts. But I hope you know they'll provide you some insights on what to do
Yeah,
next.
definitely.
Thanks for joining us today. Also, was it your first BA session?
No, you're asking me?
Yes. So was it the first time
No,
you
no,
joined
I've
this
I've
session?
heard. I mean, listen, you talk multiple times, but it was like a few years back where we had a different platform. I think. I'm
Yes, we were using it at that time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I used to join the sessions back then. Then I got somehow lost track of it. Then I recently saw your videos on YouTube or somewhere, Twitter.
Mhm. YouTube.
YouTube,
Yeah.
yeah. Then I found my way back. So it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Glad to have you back. So thanks, Nalini. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Shipra.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll hope we'll see you next time. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Have a
Thank
good
you.
night. Yeah. Bye.